You're scrolling, drifting through the endless static of the algorithm, waiting for the signal to cut through the noise. Consider, if you will, that you just found the frequency. You've just stepped off the timeline of the everyday, into the space where the forgotten history and the hidden truths finally touch down. There's the story you know, and then there's the airspace we're about to enter. Check your coordinates, because you're heading towards the landing point. Welcome back, friends. Today's story: Light Years Away. He was a boy with a mischievous smile and thick, dark hair. Like most boys growing up in the 1970s, he loved Star Wars. He was fascinated by space. He had a sister he adored, parents who loved him fiercely, and an unyielding curiosity about the world outside his window. But for this little boy, the world outside the window was quite literally an alien planet. If you had visited him in his home in Texas, you would have seen his toys. You would have seen his books. But what you would not have seen him or been allowed to do was touch him. Not even to shake his hand. In fact, his mother had never once kissed his bare cheek. You see, he was born without an immune system. A rare inherited condition meant that a single common cold, a speck of dust, or a momentary breeze could be lethal. And so, to keep their son alive, his parents and a team of dedicated doctors built him a fortress. It wasn't made of stone and steel. It was made of polyvinyl chloride, a sterile, transparent bubble. Everything that went into the bubble, his food, his clothes, his toys, even the holy water used in his baptism, had to be sterilized in a special chamber using a deadly gas, then baked in an oven. When his parents wanted to hold him, they had to slip their hands into a heavy black rubber glove built into the wall of the plastic home. For years, he watched the world through a thick sheet of plastic. But as he grew, the boy who loved space wanted nothing more than to walk on the earth. He wanted to feel the grass, step outside. And so the greatest engineers in the world stepped in. NASA, the very same minds that put a man on the moon, designed and built a custom $50,000 spacesuit just for him. Connected to a mobile purification system, that suit allowed a little boy to finally step out onto his room, walk across the front lawn, and spray his sister with a garden hose. It was a miracle of modern science. But as the boy approached his teenage years, he knew the bubble could not hold him forever. He was growing up. Science offered one desperate gamble, an experimental bone marrow transplant from his sister. The procedure was performed, but there was a hidden danger, a dormant virus hidden undetected in the marrow, and his fragile body simply had no defenses. At the age of 12, he slipped away. But just before he did, he was taken out of his bubble for the very last time. And for the first time in his entire life, his mother finally was able to kiss him. It sounds like a tragedy, but look closer. Because of the sacrifice of that little boy and his family, medical science learned how to fight the invisible enemy. Because of the blood he left behind, researchers discovered the exact gene responsible for his condition. Today, babies born with the same terrifying sentence are routinely cured. They grow up, they play in the dirt, they feel the wind on their face. For over a decade, the world knew him only as his nickname to protect the family's privacy. They called him the boy in the plastic bubble. But his real name The name the brave little astronaut who gave his life so that thousands of others might live was David Philip Better. And whether you realize it or not, this is The Landing Point. Viewers, thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. We really appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They are a full-service real estate company doing both commercial and residential real estate. They can help you buy, sell, or even lease your properties. So if you're in the market looking for a real estate company, please go out and give them a call. They'll happily help you today. The next thing I'd like to talk about is our social media. Obviously, we have YouTube if you're watching that today. If you haven't done so already, please go out and subscribe. It is completely free to you. There's nothing that you'll be charged or your membership fees, but it does help us out so we can get our latest episodes to you quickly, and you can find out what's going on with YouTube. Our other place that we do a lot of our social media is on our Facebook page, The Landing Point. So please go out and like and subscribe or follow those, I guess I would say, so you get the latest updates. If you're a person that likes to listen to stories as you're out on the drive, we have our podcast. You can find The Landing Point out there, and it can be on most services. So once again, thank you for watching The Landing Point, and we look forward to see you on our next story.